So, Caïnan Dawn, or however you pronounce their name, I believe this is their fourth full-length record since forming. Well, I think their first demo was 2007. They've been around for a while. They were probably best noticed when Orthodox black metal, Deathspell Omega, and French black metal sort of got noticed for some of its more abstract, technical, and just kind of satanic ideas beyond the obvious raw black metal side of things. And so they come from a certain pedigree, and it isn't exactly what I just described. Really, you see them tied into some of the more folkish, less of the chivalric side of things, and because one of the guitarists was in Ella Brogia, which is a side project of the one artist. You know how none of it is really going to prepare you for the fact that Caïnan Dawn are different than most of the associated acts. So the trivia is there if you want it, but really getting into their past albums will build some melodic precedence, some understanding of their guitar style, and the way that they form melodies with rhythms. And most of it is going to be fairly brutal or fairly standard compared to what they're doing here on this latest album. Because Lagu is uh, influenced by cold wave or dark wave, however you want to, whichever side of the fence you'd like to land on with that. And I would call it atmospheric black metal with to the general public. I think epic black metal is one way to put it, but when you start saying epic black metal, people think like everything from Immortal to Bathory, and none of that really fits here. Um, uh, the easy place to go with it is probably a little bit of Belenos and a little bit of Blue Dust Nord, but none of it at the same time. There are some French black metal bands that have experimented with dark wave or gothic rock and things like that. This is entirely subtle. It's the way a lot of people, if a metal record doesn't grab you right away, people tend to just find it middling to begin with. And this is the sort of record that exclusively rewards the patient listener. It exclusively appeals to the person who is going to sit there and just let it roll in, And I'll try not to fit too many aquatic puns in here, but a lot of them really apply because they put so much intent into their work here. And some of the sort of epic side of things does ring a little bit folkish, and I think that's just in their nature. But most of it is very sentimental, very often stoic. There's a lot of uh, emotions kind of rolling through this record, and I found it. It wasn't accessible or cheap or disingenuous, but it was still catchy and kind of notable in a rhythmic sense, but also for some of the vocal melodies that they work in there, some of the clean vocals that they work in there, and all of it had convinced me that it meant something and that it was a pretty serious record before I had even thought about the lyrics or started reading about what each song references. So there's a lot there, and it's melancholy by design. It's not dark metal though. I think that there's a real distinction there, and I think that if you care about the details and you're a bit patient, this is it really is one of the best. Just a very comfortable black metal record to sit with. It's not. It challenged me for different reasons, and more so as a question of patience than it was content or abrasion or anything like that. Uh, I don't always need to be shocked to shit by abrasive music. So this is it won me over, if not a bit slowly. It took 3 or 4 listens to really sink in, and then the details were only more interesting from that point. So uh, with that in mind, yeah, that's a high recommendation for the month. It probably going to buy it and see how I sit with it first before I decide to like throw it on the end of the year list yet or anything like that. But so far, this is probably my favorite black metal record from this month. It's hard to say that. A lot of records out this month, but um, this one's special, and I think it's especially resonant too, and that counts for something with me. You can decide if it does with you. So read through the review more on the site, get more details, and decide for yourself if it's worth your time. You can stream it right directly from the site, and yeah, just go get to it. There you go.